Hello, hello! Welcome back to N25 Story Summaries. On today's schedule, we have a Kanade mixed focus in Let's Enjoy Together, SpoJoy Park. I'm going to be so honest with everyone. Though this event looks like it'll be a nice, silly break from all the usual night court energy, Bake no Hana came out on streaming services the day I started writing the script and I can't not listen to it, so hopefully that fact won't impact any of the script. So let's keep it fun, silly, Kanade gets to be happy, I hope. Oh, and I think Enna's in this one too. The units featured along with Night Court are Leonid and More Jump. Let's Enjoy Together SpoJoy Park ran on the JP server from June 30th to July 9th, 2022. Wow, that's pretty soon after Bug, I wasn't expecting that. Oh wait, I see. This event is actually a colorful festival event. Colorfest events run about every 9 months or so, and their cards are limited and extra special. I did make a video explaining the Project Sekai Gacha system, so if you've seen that, just imagine Colorfest cards to be super extra limited fancy cards. Alright, enough of my yapping. Let's get into this Kanade Colorfest, yeah? The starting Night Court call isn't anything new. The only thing of note is that Mafiu hasn't been able to stay on call for very long, not since the day of her practice exam. I'm sure we can all figure out whose fault that is. While working, Kanade makes a little noise of discontent and Musique catches it, asking what's wrong. Kanade recounts the events from earlier that day. She was visiting her dad and bringing some spare clothes when the heat got to her a little and she had to find a spot to take a break. Minori finds Kanade and asks if she's okay, recognizing her from both New Year's and the FanFest. I think I've got a little explaining to do here. The New Year's Minori is referring to is probably the one from 2021, which was a special event featuring every unit. I obviously haven't covered that one yet, but I do know that Enna has a card in that event, so I'm assuming the rest of Night Court is involved somehow as well. As for FanFest, that was also mentioned in the Warmth of Intersecting Melodies. I can't tell if that event is More Jump or Leonid, since Ichika mentioned it in the other event, but I know I definitely haven't covered it yet, so let's just nod and pretend we all know what's happening. Minori and Kanade recognize each other and nobody's going to question it, okay? Minori offers to carry Kanade's bags and accompany her to the hospital, and Kanade accepts after a brief moment of hesitation. She drops Kanade off and leaves, saying she has to keep training for her upcoming show. Kanade thinks about how much of a burden she was, and that it might be a good idea for her to exercise a little and build up her own stamina. Musique and Enna both encourage Kanade to at least go on a few walks. Something lighter to help her get started. Kanade wants to go through with the plan, but she's a little hesitant, so Musique volunteers Enna to accompany her. The two bicker, but eventually Enna agrees, and Kanade looks relieved to hear it. So, Night Court touches grass. The event has officially begun, with Luca suspiciously watching from the corner. At school, Minori daydreams about Haruka. Shiho and Kohane watch Minori talk to herself, and Shiho decides to ask her about it. The three of them talk about More Jump's upcoming solo show and such, just some light conversation. Minori also mentions her training regimen, which prompts Shiho to bring up the new indoor sports facility that just opened near the station. I'm going to try to avoid saying SpoJoy Park if I can, because I think it's pretty awkward in English, but yeah, that's the place. It's the weekend, and Minori is heading out for her morning run. She remembers that Ichika is doing a street performance around the station that day as well, and decides to stop by on her way back. Kanade and Enna are in the park as well, and Kanade isn't doing so great. They're just walking around, but Kanade is still struggling, presumably because of the heat. Enna is fine though, so it's probably just Kanade's less than ideal stamina. Oh, there she goes. Yeah, I'm not falling for the "a cicada surprised me and I fell over" excuse, Miss Yoisaki. Since Kanade has literally fallen over in fatigue, the two decide to call it a day. That's when Luca pops up as a projection and tries to encourage the two some more. She tries the whole "it'll be a waste to stop now" bit, but Kanade really can't keep going, so... In any case, she's gotta hide because Minori just showed up. She runs over to Enna and Kanade and they talk, each explaining what they're doing here, etc, etc. Since Kanade's issue is mainly with the heat, Minori suggests going to the indoor sports park instead. That way she can exercise while in the air conditioning. They all agree to go together, but Minori still wants to stop by Ichika's performance, so they go there first. It's nothing special, just some cute banter between all four of them. Everyone is introduced and such, you know, the usual. Ichika compliments the hell out of Enna's art when she finds out who Enna is, and I think Enna deserves that little mini win. Oh, and Minori called Kanade by her first name, and everyone is shocked by this, since apparently Kanade and Enna are the same age, which makes Minori a year younger. I'm only mentioning this because Minori says she only thought Kanade was the same age as her because Kanade is so tiny and adorable. You know what, Minori? You're right. Kanade is so tiny and adorable. Minori invites Ichika to come with them to the park, and Ichika accepts, so they all head off together. Once inside, Enna and Minori are immediately distracted by a claw machine. Ichika runs off to the restroom, so Kanade just waits and watches everyone have fun around her. Enna and Minori give up pretty quickly though, and everyone decides that they want to try out roller skating. I bet you can guess what happens on the rink. Enna and Ichika are fairly average, Kanade clings to the wall like her life depends on it, and Minori is skating circles around everyone. Kanade falls pretty much immediately, and Enna suggests that Minori teach Kanade how to skate, since she's really good at it. At first, everything is going really well, but of course, a couple of boys have to come in and ruin everything. They push Kanade and she's sent hurtling towards the wall, when Minori swoops in and passes Kanade off to Enna. Minori ended up falling in the process, but Kanade was saved in the end, so... yeah, this event is just silly fun times, isn't it? Oh my god, what are they getting into now? You know those inflatable hamster ball things? I'll put a picture of them on screen now. Yeah, the girls decided they wanted to sumo wrestle in these things. I mean, Enna didn't really want to at first, but she agreed eventually. I really wish we got to see some illustrations of them in these stupid little ball suits, oh my god. Watching this on 2x speed is actually so hilarious, would recommend. After that whole thing is over, Kanade reflects on the fact that she lost her initial goal of coming to the park. She just started having fun instead of focusing on improving her stamina. And Luca's here to say, so what? Kanade can do both. Having fun isn't a bad thing after all, but Kanade isn't so sure. They're quickly interrupted by Minori though, and she tries to cheer Kanade up by saying they'll pick something more fun to do next. This makes Kanade feel worse, unfortunately. They both talk about their goals and how Kanade is doing all of this for the sake of her music, which Minori finds admirable. She offers Kanade her support, hoping to make her smile. Kanade realizes that she has the same goal for Mafuyu, so she accepts. The final sporting activity of the day is called Strike Zone. It's basically just throwing a baseball at a tic-tac-toe board and trying to get a line or a blackout. Kanade is the one who suggested this game because she remembered playing the same game with her dad when she was younger. Though the girls get 12 baseballs between them, actually hitting the targets is easier said than done. Ichika is the only one to hit them, landing one in the center and one in one of the corners. The very last pitch falls to Kanade, and thinking of the lesson her dad taught her, she comes in clutch and completes the line. Kanade the pitcher! Never thought I'd see the day. Well, it's getting pretty late, so everyone decides to head home for the night. Minori and Ichika really want to come back to the park again sometime, and they all talk about bringing their respective groups along for another sports park meetup. Enna smiles to herself as she watches Kanade talk with Minori and Ichika. Our favorite little composer made some more friends. You love to see it. The event ends with Luca popping up one more time, and Kanade's promise to look after herself a little bit more. And that's that. The event itself is actually longer than Mafu 3, but it was definitely less dense, so that's why the summary is considerably shorter. And I'm glad for it too. I needed this short, silly little event before we get into Mizu 3, which is 2.5 hours of content, by the way. Wish me luck. I don't have a whole lot to say on the story of this event, since it was mostly filler, but it was cute and fun. I kinda already slotted my reactions and opinions into the summary itself, so I think I can just leave it at that. But really, I should get started on the next event. We return to Night Court and now I wear this ribbon. I'll see you then.